Yo, what is up guys? It is Samool back again with another Should've video for you guys today. And today we're going to be talking about the banner that will be replacing Emilia and Robbie alongside Yulja. If you guys didn't know, Yulja is a new unit that is coming out. She's an Earth Knight. If you guys are curious about whether Yulja is good or not, then I really recommend checking out my last video, because we kind of talk about what I think about her and my first impressions. And from what I see, she looks like a pretty decent Hwa-Young soft counter in my opinion. That being said, this video is going to be about Chloe. You know, Chloe is a very interesting unit. She's one of the first few units that has come out in Epic 7. And yeah, we're going to talk about where she's good in, if she's worth pulling for, what her skills does, and basically everything. So that being said, let's talk about her skills real quick. If you guys didn't know what she does, she is an Ice Warrior. She's also available from the Selective Summon, guys, but I kind of don't recommend her, spoiler. But yeah, this is her S3. It is a single target attack that will stun for 1 turn, and this will do more damage when the enemy is inflicted with Magic Nail. Now, Magic Nail is going to be a buff exclusive to Chloe, and whenever Magic Nail is on the enemy, it will buff both of her S3 and her S1, and when the target is attacked, they will receive additional damage equivalent to 2% of their max HP, so it works like Daydream Joker, and there's a chance to stun as well. You can also soul burn this for extra damage. Now, our S2 is a single target attack that will actually inflict the Magic Nail for 3 turns. It will also see her push herself by 50%, and this will always land no matter what. This cannot be resisted. Very good for Wyvern. You're going to see if you actually use her there. Next, we have our S1, which is a single target attack that will also increase damage on enemies inflicted with Magic Nail. So yeah, at first glance, and this was me too as well when I was new to the game, when I looked at her skills, I was like, this unit is going to be crazy for Wyvern. She has a undispellable 3-turn debuff on a 3-turn cooldown that is going to increase her damage, and basically your entire team's damage, right? That's what I thought at first, but you're going to come to realize that in theory, even though she's very good, in practical use, she's not good. Because if you think about it, on the first turn of the Wyvern boss, you kind of need to land the S2 so that when she S3s right after, it does the most damage it can, and then so you don't mess up your turns, right? So if you end up S2ing too early on the wave before the first boss of, not the first boss, but the boss of Wyvern, you're gonna have to wait an extra 2 turns before this can land on with the nail, and then Wyvern dispels himself of the nail with the barrier. So it's very weird, right? And also, you can't really rely on her nail landing unless you have like a first wave one-shot team, because of the fact that you can always proc dual attacks in the first wave. And if you're at the point where you have a wave 1 one-shot, you might as well just have a Wyvern 13 one-shot team, because the wave 1 one-shotter is actually harder to gear than the boss one-shotter itself. So at that point, you might as well already one-shot Wyvern, right? So yeah, it's really weird to use her, and it will make your runs a lot weirder and less consistent in my opinion, because if you're relying on Chloe and you're using her over units like Sigrid or Mui, you're going to have a problem with debuffs, because she only really has that S2 Magic Bolt debuff. So yeah, I don't really recommend her. Just like to summarize, I think she's, in theory, she sounds very good for Wyvern, but in practical use, she's pretty bad. So for that reason, I won't really recommend her to anyone. And in PvE, she's only really ever used in Wyvern. PvP, she's not really ever used, so I don't recommend her there either. So let's talk about her exclusive equipment if you guys do decide to pull for her for some reason. So she does get flat attack, or I guess attack percent from her exclusive equipment. The only ones that are good here, because you're not going to really use her in PvP, is the first one and the third one. Basically, you're getting an attack buff for yourself when using Magic Bulk, which is very nice. Or you can actually have a defense break on your S3, which is nice if you want to use it as a backup defense breaker. But like I said, you know, I don't really recommend her at all for Wyvern anyway, so you don't really need to invest in her at all. So it's an easy skip. If you're deciding to use Chloe anyways for Wyvern because you like her, or you already have her from the Selective Summon, or for some reason you guys don't agree with me and you decide to use her, just keep in mind you're going to have to give up one of your Wyvern DPS slots, and there's so many good Wyvern damage dealer units in the game, right? If you decide to use Chloe, you're going to have to give up on either Furious, Mui, even Sigrid, right? Those are like the top 3 free-to-play options that are very strong. You can also give up on like Seaside Bellona, Clarissa. They're all a lot better than her. So keep in mind, like, you're just giving up one of your damage dealing slots for a, you know, subpar unit, in my opinion. I don't really want to, you know, rag on Chloe over and over, but I think they definitely need to change how she works with her Magic Nail, because yeah, it's just not a good mechanic where you can only land it on your S2. I think they need to make it so that it lands on her S3 as well if they are not inflicted with Magic Nail. So that being said, that's pretty much it for Chloe, guys. Definitely don't recommend her. Now let's talk about her artifact. And now we have a Little Queen's Huge Crown. So this is a warrior exclusive artifact. You're going to see you get flat damage increased by 16%. And when you attack with a single target attack, which all Chloe's skills are by the way, you'll get an extra 16% if the enemy is granted a barrier. And that is if you have this max limit break. So most likely if you decide to use Chloe, you're probably going to have this at a plus 15 because you probably don't understand that Chloe's not that great. And you know, plus 16% damage on the barrier is still going to be less than a maxed out plus 30 Daydream Joker, especially because the 8% is going to be effective most of the time because the barrier phase in Wyvern's not that long, and just missing out on a lot of damage on the boss with that Daydream Joker. And to be honest, you should not be aiming to actually get to the barrier phase on Wyvern 13 once you hit the mid-game. You're going to want to kill Wyvern before he actually hits that barrier phase. So yeah, you know, you're getting that extra damage on the barrier, cool, but you know, Daydream Joker just does a lot more damage until that barrier phase happens. And like I said, you know, you do want to kill Wyvern before that barrier phase happens anyways, so there's not really a point to this artifact. It's mostly going to be on Chloe for, you know, Wyvern's barrier phase. Smilegate designed Chloe for Wyvern a long time ago, but she's very outdated. They definitely need to update her and this artifact. So yeah, I definitely don't recommend this artifact either. Even if you have Chloe, just use her on Daydream Joker, it's fine. It's going to be better pretty much all the time than her own artifact. So that's pretty much it for Chloe and her artifact, guys. Easy skips, you know. You guys probably are drained on bookmarks anyways, and powder because we just had a million rem. So it's a pretty easy skip for you guys. Make sure you guys, you know, start saving some more though, because we do have some summer limiteds coming out. We also have Yulja coming out, so you guys might want to save your bookmarks for her. Just in general, like both this unit and this artifact's not that great, so make sure you guys skip on it. That being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it useful, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.